Good afternoon. Thank you for staying with us here on THV 11 Plus for Arkansas News Now. I'm Ashley King with meteorologist Simone Thomas, and I'm loving this weather today. I went out about 11 and couldn't believe how warm it was already.
Picture perfect day aside from the few spots you may see some ice. We've got some stubborn ice hanging out, which is funny considering a lot of places are already at 70 degrees here at 12:30. Looking across the state this afternoon, we actually have a cold front moving through the state, but that's not stopping some of our neighbors like Clinton and Batesville from hitting 70 and 71. 70 also in Conway and in Pine Bluff, already up to 72 in Hot Springs. Until our south, Texarkana, a warm spot, already up to 77 degrees. We could see a few places make a run for 80 this afternoon ahead of that front I mentioned. But as you see, wind direction is starting to shift from the north through the evening. So overnight into your Saturday, things will be just a tad bit cooler behind that front. But overall, today is going to be a nice day across the state. So get out and enjoy it. Full details on the weekend ahead are coming up in your 7-day outlook.
Thank you, Simone. We begin this afternoon with student walkouts happening across the country, drawing attention to how schools handle political action. Teenagers in Bryant and Fayetteville left class Thursday as part of a wave of demonstrations we've seen around the nation. They're pushing back against ICE raids under the Trump administration. The Access Act, passed last year, prevents Arkansas schools from excusing absences for political causes. It passed with Republican support and Democratic opposition. Democratic State Senator Fred Love, who's running for governor, argues the law limits students' ability to exercise the First Amendment.
No matter if they say, hey, these are young people, these are kids, they don't have this right. No, every American has a constitutional right to speak out against something that they feel. And it is actually, they have a constitutional right, but they have a moral right to speak out against what is wrong.
Governor Sanders' office did not respond to our request for comment on the Access Act's enforcement. It referred questions about the ICE protests to the Department of Homeland Security. And some Team USA athletes at the Winter Olympics in Milan are also speaking out about ICE, saying they hope to showcase positive values at the Games at a time when protests over U.S. immigration enforcement have erupted at home and abroad.
I think that as a country, we need to focus on respecting everybody's rights and making sure that we're treating our citizens as well as anybody with love and respect.
Just because I'm wearing the flag doesn't mean I represent everything that's going on in the U.S.
Tension surrounding immigration customs enforcement led 3 U.S. Olympic organizations to rename their shared hospitality space from Ice House to Winter House after protests in both Italy and the U.S. over ICE's role and actions. And developing now, a major shakeup in Garland County at the Fountain Lake Fire Department after nearly a dozen volunteer firefighters stepped away following a leadership change. It started last month when the department's board voted to remove the fire chief and assistant chief. That decision led most of the volunteer firefighters to take a leave of absence, leaving just 6 of the department's 18 volunteers on duty. Then this week, former fire chief Harry Baker announced on Facebook he has been rehired as assistant chief. He also added the person the fire board put in as acting chief is already gone. We spoke with Baker's wife, Katie. She says the board is meant to oversee finances, but she claims it has gone beyond that role.
They're stepping over into operations and managing, just managing the firefighters too much.
Do they have authority to fire anybody?
They change their bylaws at will and they just do whatever they want to do.
Katie is now calling on the board to resign. She also claims some board members hold positions on other city and county boards. Meantime, Harry Baker says all firefighters that stepped away have now returned to duty along with 3 new members. And $15 million from a newly signed federal spending package is heading to Arkansas to build the Center for Mother and Infant Health Care at the University of Arkansas Fort Smith. The money is the first half of a $30 million project aimed at addressing the state's maternal and infant health challenges through hands-on training and advanced simulation. The more than 16,000 square foot facility will serve students and clinicians across multiple health-related programs. Funding was just approved and construction is expected to take place over several years. And today marks National Wear Red Day with the American Heart Association. Heart disease remains the leading killer of women in the U.S. Reporter Mary Nichols shares the story of one heart attack survivor and what she wants others to know about warning signs.
It's been 4 years since Beth Opal suffered a massive heart attack. She experienced symptoms on the way home from a trip with her sister.
Really uneasy and uncomfortable. There was a little pressure on my neck. I had some achiness in my arms and definitely my back.
Knowing her family history, her mom had a heart attack at age 50. Beth headed for the ER. The type of heart attack she experienced is called a widowmaker because it's often fatal.
The entire left side was blocked, so I'm very fortunate that I got there in time.
Beth is in this year's American Heart Association Go Red for Women class of survivors, raising awareness.
Most women will show up with the classic chest pain, chest pressure. However, some women can show up with nausea, sweaty feeling, chest burning, back pain, left arm pain, just not feeling right as a manifestation of their heart attack.
Northwell Health cardiologist Dr. Jennifer Merez says heart disease is preventable, so know the risk factors. They include high blood pressure, diabetes, elevated cholesterol, obesity, lack of sleep, and cardiovascular conditions during pregnancy.
Choose to move every day. Have a colorful plate. We now know that if you get less than 7 hours of sleep, that can have an amplifying effect on your risk for heart disease.
Beth is following that advice.
I definitely try to minimize stress. I try to do things that are calming, like playing the piano and taking walks. I try to eat healthy. I'm just lucky to be alive, and I'm just here to tell everybody about listening to the signs and knowing your history.
It could save your life. Mary Nichols, CBS News, Salt Lake City.
With today being Wear Red Day, after the break, we'll talk to Journey Taylor upstairs in our THV 11 conference room to learn more about how you can make a difference today.
And although we're in the 70s today, if you have plans tomorrow, say at Oaklawn, you need to be prepared for temperatures in the middle to upper 50s. Full details on the next couple of days are coming up in 5 minutes.
Welcome back. Today is National Wear Red Day, and we're recognizing this day with a textathon focused on women's heart health. We've been helping the American Heart Association with fundraising all day, and every dollar will benefit those here in Central Arkansas. THV 11's Journey Taylor is live in our conference room this afternoon, helping to make a positive impact. How's it going?
Hi there, Ashley. Yes, we're not far from you, but we're making some good work, having good work get done here in the THV 11 conference room. Listen, I have two friends with me. We have Miss Jessie Bennett. We also have Miss Presley Bennett. A great story we want to share. We're going to start with Miss Jessie. Miss Jessie, tell me why you're here today and why you support such a great cause.
You know, we're really proud to be here today. I'm both here as an advocate and as a patient. I was 38 weeks pregnant with my middle child and started experiencing symptoms of a stroke. So I had some facial paralysis and struggle thinking, and then some paralysis on my right side. And fortunately, my daughter was home with me and was able to call 911 and give them our address. So I was able to receive wonderful medical care, and I rehabilitated beautifully and have since developed an arrhythmia. So I've kind of managed that day to day, but I'm really blessed to have good care and good advocates that really talk about heart health and how important it is. So when you start to feel something, you definitely should speak up for yourself and seek health care that can help you live a more meaningful life, even post-health event.
Yeah.
So that was my story.
I love that. Thank you so much for even sharing. I'm so happy that you're here. I'm even more happier that you have your baby girl here with Miss Presley. Talk about your experience with your mom's story and what you're aspiring to be now.
So I was able to call 911 when I was turning 4 years old, and she had her stroke symptoms. And so that saved her life. And so going into the next phase of life for me, which would be college, I'm excited to pursue a career in pediatric cardiology. I love kids, and cardiology has been a really interesting field for me. So seeing firsthand the impacts of cardiovascular disease on my family has definitely made me, want to go into a field where I can help people like that and advocate for heart health among all citizens.
Yeah, it's been a great day, Ashley. I mean, in fact, I want to pan to my right just a little bit. We literally have title holders for Miss Arkansas in the building helping us get get some more funds, and it's been simple. It's very simple. All we need you to do is text ARGORED26 to 41444, and that way you can donate. We make it easy. You also see this QR code to the right of your screen. Even easier, you can also call. I know you've been hearing the phones ringing. We've been going since 6 a.m. this morning. We're going all the way to 7 p.m. We have 2 new friends coming in, Brooke Bugner, Rolly Hoyt, who's also going to continue our mission today. And we're so proud here at THB 11 to be partnering with the American Heart Association to really push this cause forward. So thank you guys both for coming in today. And I'm sure we're going to hear greater stories today, and also more about our volunteers and why they're pushing this cause forward. So a beautiful day. Ashley, I want to tag you back in and say you look beautiful also.
Oh, you too in your red. I love it. It's my favorite color. So I love everyone wearing their red today. And I want to hear those phones ringing more. I know people are texting, but we need to get those phones ringing too. Thank you so much, Journey. And such a beautiful day today. If you are watching at home, you're about to head out and enjoy this weather. Throw your red on, right, Simone?
Yeah, actually a gorgeous day to get outside. Maybe go on a nice walk and, prioritize that heart health. That is the mission behind today. You got a good forecast to help support it. Now, we do have a cold front working its way through the state, but for the rest of today, we'll continue to see almost spring-like temperatures. Now, across the state, we've got a lot of places in the 70s ahead of where that frontal boundary is. Behind it up in northwest Arkansas, some upper 60s. So still, wherever you are, a nice day out there. 69 still in the capital city, but just to our north up in Faulkner County is 72 degrees in Conway right now. Same story in Hot Springs and DeQueen. Texarkana still that warm spot, nearly 80 degrees. We'll see more of the 70s, near 80 degrees through the afternoon, but that front I just showed you sweeps through by this evening, and we're going to feel the impacts of that tomorrow. Starting the day with some sunshine, through the day cloud cover increasing. We're going to stay in the middle 50s, which is still technically considered warmer than normal for this time of year, but it's a Sunday. We start the day with the clouds, losing some of those clouds in the afternoon. That helps us get into the middle and upper 60s again. Good news is with the weekend ahead, we stay dry. Great weekend to get outside and spend time outside while things are nice. As we get to the middle part of next week, that's when we can see some opportunities for rain again. Looks like it picks up around Tuesday. Using one of our long range models, this is Tuesday morning. Throughout the day on Tuesday, pretty spotty rain coverage expected into your Wednesday into Thursday, maybe a few showers, but very isolated in coverage. And then Thursday into Friday, we'll have some more showers working their way through. Right now, it looks like we get the rain out of here in time for Valentine's Day on Saturday. But again, that's still a good 7 to 8 days out. So we're watching the second half of next week. You'll hear from me with more updates on that through the weekend. But right now, it looks like even with those opportunities for rain, this is the 7-day outlook across the state. Trace amounts up to 1/10 of an inch at best, with some pockets off to our west. So not a whole lot of rain, which means that won't put too much of a damper on any Valentine's Day plans for your weekend next weekend. Otherwise, for the rest of today here in the capital city, looking to hang out in those low 70s. Once that front sweeps through, we're back in the 50s tomorrow, but by the top of next week, we're already back in the 70s. We'll spend that middle part of the week with some additional clouds, but we stay in the upper 60s. Things start to dry up just in time for next weekend.
San Francisco is alive with Super Bowl spirit. Fans, tourists, and local businesses are all joining in on the fun. We get a closer look at how the city of San Francisco is celebrating history, hype, and all the rivalry.
History is alive in San Francisco, a city where they like celebrating the past.
It's a beautiful piece of the world, but doesn't compare to Seattle now.
Kieran and Jennifer can't afford Super Bowl tickets.
Go Hawks!
But they flew down from Seattle this week just to enjoy the sights, the hype, and the rivalry.
We went in to get a latte earlier on this morning, and the lady said, I don't think I can serve you. She looked at us and then she laughed and she said, what do you having?
It hurts to see Seattle here. Sorry about you guys, Seattle, but it hurts to see them on our field, and it's really going to hurt if they win to celebrate on our field.
Despite their recent playoff elimination to the Hawks.
Go Seahawks! Go Seahawks!
Niners!
49ers.
49er fans are everywhere here.
What can you say?
The ones we've seen have not been angry or mean, even to the 12s who drove down in their shiny sports cars.
Beast mode.
Or Olympia's Joey Goodwin, who got a souvenir beer stein engraved with a bold prediction.
Hawks, SBLX champs. Super Bowl champs. The game is just a formality.
Are you superstitious at all? Because some Hawks fans are going to be saying, Joey, dude.
No, not at all. Not at all. It's a done deal.
We were here since August 5th, 1962.
Talk about history. Kevin Chan's family opened the Golden Gate Fortune Cookie Factory more than 60 years ago. They hand make thousands of cookies a day.
Not just the taste, it's about love.
He has nothing but love for the Seahawks on Sunday.
I'm sure they're going to blow it up because they're hungry. The Seahawks are hungry.
So despite the recent history, it appears this host city is ready to be gracious, willing to move on when it comes to the Hawks.
They are, of course, heartbroken, and so we have to be a little bit sensitive to the fact that it is their area. They had visions of them making it. It would have been a great experience for them.
With Valentine's Day just about a week out, some people may be trying to find someone to spend the day with. A photographer in North Dakota is trying to help perfect strangers find friendship and even perhaps love. She's snapping photos of strangers and getting their reactions when they meet after they were first blindfolded. Jody Kurzman spoke with the photographer and a couple that tried out this experience.
You guys are gonna hold hands.
This is the first time
There we go.
Brianna Hauk
It's all good.
and Evan Izzy have met.
Yeah.
Photos capture the unforgettable moment. They both signed up for one of Brooklyn Earhart's stranger sessions.
They fill out this form and I take what everybody explains about themselves and what they look for in another person, kind of match them up that way. Act like you've known each other for more than 5 minutes.
Both Evan and Brianna admit they were a little nervous
Perfect.
to take the blindfolds off.
I didn't know what they looked like. I didn't know what was going to happen or what I was walking into, really.
Yeah, just a touch nervous, but it's a fun experience. It's pretty cool.
Oh,
Brooklyn says she's got some butterflies too.
perfect.
This is her first time playing Cupid.
Perfect. So this is all new for me.
For Brooklyn, it challenges her photography skills and it helps her meet new people.
Just the smiles, the fun that comes out of it. I mean, you know, whether or not you go on a date afterwards or maybe this is just a new friend. I mean, it's so fun to interact with people. Right, and then both look at me.
Brooklyn has photographed 5 couples so far. 3 of those 5 have gone on dates after their stranger session. Brooklyn says she doesn't have any expectations, but she says she is invested in every couple's story.
This does turn into something, you know, I'm here for engagement photos or wedding photos or whatever.
That's a love story, Brooklyn says, would be nothing short of picture perfect.
Okay, that has to be a little uncomfortable, maybe a good uncomfortable,
So that was
I don't
gonna be
know.
my question. If you were not married, would you consider trying something like that
Oh,
if it meant
I don't
meeting?
know. I don't think so, because the worst feeling is that uncomfortableness to me, that if you're like, I'm not into this. What about you?
I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little too vain to just blindly meet somebody. That doesn't sound good, but yeah, I don't even think I could do a blind date because I need to know if I'm attracted to you.
You have to look them up on the internet first and see if they're
also because
okay.
stranger danger is real.
Yeah.
But aside from that, this is a nice next couple days to get out. We've been talking all day about heart health. Get outside and prioritize that heart health, especially through the weekend. It is a little bit cooler than what we're seeing today, but still pretty nice conditions. We're back in the 70s on Monday. We've got a nice next couple days ahead of us.
Yeah, I'm liking this. All right. Well, thank you so much for joining us here on Arkansas News Now. Have a great weekend.